What's up, y'all? Sparta here. For this video, I want to finally do my review of the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. This is a headphone that a lot of people have been talking up, and I would dare say overhype a little bit. And for this video, I kind of want to bring people's expectations down to earth and not all the way back up to Saturn, like, a lot of other reviewers seem to want to do right now. Not to say that these are terrible or anything like that. They're definitely not terrible. They're definitely not garbage. They're none of those like thumbnail inducing video type of title clickbait kind of things. But I do indeed want to say that these are really good. I don't personally think they're the best headphone out here, best true wireless earbud out here. And I'll just run down specs to tell you guys, aside from battery, because I did come to my own conclusions about the battery life and all that stuff. And I'll give you guys that in a second. So, overall, the pros that I seem to have with this, aside from like the overall design and all that, is these do sound good. I'm not going to sit here and act as if they don't. Specs, you do have active noise cancellation, you have IPX4 water and sweat resistance, you have true wireless charging on the back. On the bottom of the case, USB-C charging every 5 minutes. When you put the headphones in the case, you get an hour's worth of usage. You get 32 hours of battery within the case. The works. And I really do feel like Soundcore did their best job to give you a lot of what flagship, a lot of what some flagship true wireless earbuds just don't give you. And that, to me, I feel that's really good. Though these are really good in that regard. In terms of the case, the case is nice. I really do. Sorry, Jesus Christ. The case is nice. I really do like it a lot. It's very lightweight. Kind of going into the theming of this of these earbuds. The case is very lightweight. Even with the earbuds in them right now, they're fairly light. Like, for example, the Tone FP9. While this is a light case and the earbuds definitely aren't like heavy by any means, these definitely have a little bit more heft to them compared to the Liberty Pro. The XM4, what a lot of people have been comparing these to. These definitely have a little bit more heft as well compared to these when you have the earbuds in the case. Very nice sliding mechanism, very sturdy. It doesn't necessarily feel like this is going to fly off at any point or just snap off. Really do like that a lot. I do like how they kind of aped what LG did with their FN6 earbuds, it was the FN6 earbuds with the UV Nano, where they have LEDs in the charging case, and what the FP9s also have. So I do feel like that's very nice. It kind of gives you this like illusion of a premium product. Well, illusion, but it kind of makes you feel like you spent your money somewhere that's pretty, on something that's pretty goddamn nice, and I feel like that's really cool. Just like the FP9s as well, once you take them out the case, once you take one or two out the case, it tried to light up that one, but it only lights up one or none of the LEDs for whether or not they're in their case. I kind of wish that they did light up, period, because sometimes say you're in the darkness, right? And these are kind of difficult to get in here sometimes. It would be nice to have that just so you'd be able to know where you're putting your earbuds and if you're putting them in the right place. That would be nice. But muscle memory will also be your friend in terms of that as well, I guess. A very nice case. It doesn't feel like cheap or anything like that. I really do like the shiny logo as compared to like one of their cheaper earbuds that have pretty much the same case, but it's more of like just a black logo. It's really nice to have this to let you know you're paying for our top of the line earbuds right now, and that's very nice. The pros that I have with these, I'll talk about this here real quick. They have a very strong ANC and ambient mode. I've had these in my ear going to stores, going from stores, in my truck and all this other stuff. Don't worry, I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger seat. But yeah, I was in my truck just riding around, having them in my ear. And the ANC on these earbuds are very good, very strong. They do about like 85% of what, say, the Sony's that WF 1000 XM4s can do. I don't know about the Bose. I can't talk about the Quiet Comfort Buds because I never tried them. But in terms of what I can reference, they definitely do about 80 to 85% of what the Sonys do. And to me, that's more than enough ANC for anybody, especially at this price point. It's very nice. The ambient mode is also very good, very clear. It's just an audio pass through mode. It's not like in some true wireless earbuds like to just like they like to take the mics and make them push out more volume for people around you and all that stuff, so they sound louder. Like I think the FP9s and FP8s do that to a good effect. They don't sound terrible, but it comes at the cost of your voice sounding pretty digitized a little bit. Whereas these, your voice does still sound a little bit digitized, but it's not to the point where I would say it's horrendous or anything like that. Very nice. The earbuds, while they are pretty goddamn big, they're not they're definitely not heavy. These are pretty lightweight earbuds. I really do like that Soundcore was able to make these. Let me turn music off because now it decided it wanted to play some music. Or did it? Yeah, it did. Whatever. Oh, it ain't even connected to this phone. I forgot about that. That's fine. Yeah, very nice in terms of what they look like and all that stuff. I really do appreciate how they look. Very shiny, smooth finish on the touchpad, very akin to like a Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro. Very nice in terms of that. These really kind of remind me of the Buds Pro in terms of how they place the mic and all that stuff. They really do look nice, and I really do like that a lot. It does take a little bit of finagling for me personally to get these in my ear in a comfortable manner. But the moment I do that, they stay in my ear. I don't know if I would say these would be great for things like jogging or working out or anything like that. Even with the IPX4 rating, due to how lightweight these are, these may just fall out of your ear. So I don't know if I would recommend that for me personally. Some people might be totally fine, but I would probably just say try it and see how it works for you personally. In terms of all of that, yeah, that's very nice. These earbuds, not a wide angle, god dang it. But yeah, they do not feel, it's kind of weird how you just don't feel them in your ear. And these also have multi-point pairing, something that a lot of earbuds in the higher tiers just don't have, and I don't understand why not. It's a very or they lock it behind their own ecosystem like Samsung and Apple does, and they kind of half-ass it. That's something that I do appreciate these earbuds having, despite the fact that it kind of annoys me at times. And that's just something I feel I do need to bring up because it's very nice to have something like that. Let's talk about battery life here. So for the battery life, what I came down to is what I did was I did full volume ANC off, LDAC on, and ANC on, LDAC on, and full volume NC off, LDAC on. Like, you get the works. And these are the numbers. And I was also comparing these to the XM4 because I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be redoing my XM4 versus these video. And yeah, 2 hours and 44 minutes with LDAC on, 2 hours and 30 minutes with both of them on. That's not for almost 3 hours of listening. I would say you turn this down to 50, 60% volume and you'll probably get way better numbers. You'll probably get an hour or two extra worth of usage time. And to me, that's actually quite good. They don't reach the XM4's level. The XM4 are just insane when it comes to that. But in terms of what these are doing, very nice. If you want to do that, you're gonna have to keep in mind this is what you're gonna have to sacrifice is battery life, and you're gonna have to constantly charge them. And one earbud will die before the other. Just keep that in mind as well. With ANC on and LDAC on, you just get like 14 less minutes of usage time. When you have ANC off and LDAC off, it's 5 hours and 34 minutes. When you have when you have noise canceling on and LDAC off, you get 3 hours and 43 minutes. So that is very interesting to say the least. Obviously, like I said, when you turn the volume to like 50 or 60%, which is what these earbud companies tend to test it at anyway, is around like the 50 to 60% mark, you'll definitely get better battery life. You'll definitely get like maybe 2 to 3 more hours of battery life, and that's very nice. And due to how fast these headphones charge and how much charge is in the headphones themselves, I do feel like you're not going to be really missing out on much if you let your earbuds charge for say 10 minutes, put them back in the ear, and there you go. You got 2 extra hours of usage right there. So yeah, that's very nice. Let's get into the sound and all this stuff, which goes into how I feel about how I feel about them overall. I put it in my cons section because for these notes I did pros and cons, but the sound, while good at times, is the sound, while at times really good, can have vocals that are a tad too crisp. The bass and vocals seem like they're on the same part of the track, so vocals can get a bit drowned out at times. Bass can also feel a bit bloated, drowning out other details in songs. While LDAC is nice, it really isn't a save. People need to stop acting like LDAC in general is a saving grace for headphones. I really don't understand why people are like, it is LDAC though. Yeah, but if certain things get lost in the mix when it comes to a lot of these things, and it ultimately depends on what kind of music you listen to. If you listen to, hip hop rap like I do, with some other kind of songs that aren't just that, like R&B or things that have a little bit more going on in the mix. Not that hip hop these days, or even in the mid 2000s, don't have production that does more than just say boom boom bap and shit like that. It's something that I do need to indeed bring up, is that while hip hop isn't the greatest for testing a lot of the times, it's still great to realize what is enjoyable. And for the kind of music that I listen to, I do feel like what I said, the vocals can be crisp a little bit too much. I feel like while the vocals are nice and clear, it doesn't really go with the fact that the bass can be kind of boomy on these headphones as well, to the point where they can get bloated and drown out things like the vocals. And while I do hear a lot of more intricate parts of the song pretty goddamn well, it doesn't matter to me personally when I feel like the vocals, the main part of the track, is just getting not massacred, that's a little bit too much, but getting drowned out by the bass. A headphone that I feel does this kind of thing far better is something like the FP9. Where the FP9, what they'll do is that vocals will be very clear and they'll be forward, and the bass and all that will be behind the in immersive mode. The vocals will be behind the bass, and the bass is still very impactful. It hits. Depending on the track, it'll be very, they have a very good sub bass and all that, and they just sound really good for that. But they don't drown out the vocals. The vocals still feel very forward, where the vocals don't feel quite forward on these. And that's not the worst thing in the world. It ultimately depends on what you want out of your earbud. But for me personally, I feel like that is something that just doesn't gel with me personally. Is the fact that the vocals just get drowned out at times, and it's something that actually kind of turned me off to the earbuds themselves when I first got them. Is like, and it didn't really change all that much, even after a week. But overall, I do feel like they do a pretty goddamn good job at certain things. Like, say if you want to use these for podcasting, these would be very good. If you want to use these for, say, you just are using these for acapella type things, or using these for instrumentals and things like that, these would totally be great for that. But I feel like when you have music that tends to be a little bit more bass heavy, and also has vocals, I don't think this is their strong suit for me personally anyway. And to me that kind of sucks. Doesn't make these terrible or anything like that, but it's definitely it definitely just makes me question why people are just saying these are the greatest headphones out here right now, unless they just don't listen to the kind of music I listen to, which I feel like is kind of false because a lot of people listen to the music I listen to, so it really doesn't make sense. Also, there's a lack of a gaming mode on here. I know a lot of people won't care, but once you use gaming modes on things like a PC or something like that, and you're actually playing games, it's very, very noticeable when a pair of earbuds doesn't have a gaming mode. And honestly, for me personally, I think I would much rather prefer something like a gaming mode over LDAC, because let's just be real, these headphones sound good enough as is. If you're listening to higher quality stuff anyway, I don't necessarily think you're gonna need something like an LDAC really, because while yes, will put out more, it'll put out more current and all that stuff. Um, the amount of information you'll get from a track will be very negligible depending on how many times you've listened to that track over the years. And while it's nice that these are hi-fi certified and they have LDAC and all that stuff, I don't know if I would say that is a selling point to these at all. A selling point to these is just not pay $300 for the XM4 basically. And for that, I could indeed say that you can do that, but I'll get into that in my next video when I compare these to the XM4. But these are very good. I'm not going to sit here and act like they're terrible or anything like that. They're definitely not. Like I said, the ANC and the ambient mode are great. They're very comfortable in the ear. I just wouldn't really suggest you use them for anything like jogging or working out. The sound is good. Vocals are crisp. So if you listen to stuff that's mainly vocals anyway, I think you'll be totally served by these, no problem. I think they'll be good for things like rock or alternative rock and all that kind of stuff as well. Instrumentals may definitely be great as well. But in terms of what I feel about these for the kind of music I listen to and my overall library, I don't necessarily think that these are gonna be the ones for me all the time. A track that I'll definitely say, if you have Liberty 3 Pros, to try it out and see what I mean, is Ballad of the Bass by Big Crit, where his vocals do get drowned out by the bass. And that's a lot of sub bass and a lot of hit and some bass that hits as well. And I feel like these don't necessarily do the strongest there. But that's all I got to say for this. This is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, whatever time or day it is in your area. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it, even though that's kind of becoming irrelevant now since they took away the dislike counter. Share with people that are interested in this sort of content, and have a good one.